Once upon a non-time, December 2nd, God is not rude. What if you hid in the closet when your mom walked in your room? What if she called your name and you said nothing? Well, that would be bad. What if your friend said, "You want to go play?" And you said, "No," and ran out the door? That would be rude. Friends talk to each other, right? They don't run away and hide. God is the best friend ever. He's never bad or rude. He never runs away or hides in a closet when someone's talking to him. He's nice. He's loving. He's kind. He wants to talk to you. Remember yesterday, the Christmas story started all the way back in eternity. Then God created the whole world just by speaking. He's powerful and eternal. You might think, oh, God's got other people to care about, big important people. He's too busy to listen to me. Well, that's not true. You are important to God, and He wants to talk to you. But how can He talk with people? Well, back in Bible days, God talked with Adam. He talked with Abraham and Moses and the apostles too. Jesus spoke with people. But can you hear the voice of God? No. Can you see Jesus right now? No. Did you know that you have something better than hearing His actual voice? You have the Bible. God's not hiding from you. He's not rude. He wants you to know Him, so He gave you His Word, the Bible. When you read the words in the Bible, you're actually hearing God's voice. God gave people the best story ever written, and it started like this. Once upon a non-time, there is God. Christmas is a story about a baby who was born to die. Every Bible story is like a puzzle piece. Oh, there I go again. Getting ahead of myself. Playing with puzzles will have to wait until tomorrow. We'll see you then. Well, I love that we have a God that is not trying to hide Himself from us. Many false religions will try to serve the gods by offering some kind of sacrifice to their gods. They'll light some candles or they'll put some food out in front of these idols. And they're never quite sure if their gods are happy. But we know exactly what God wants of us because He's given us His thoughts in a book. And so I love the idea of progressive revelation, meaning that God didn't just dump all of His thoughts from the very beginning. Progressively, He added more and more. And so He led Adam directly, but then He led Moses in a different way. And yet, as Moses was receiving the inspiration of God, he would write that down. And so for those areas that God had already addressed, they would consult the written words of Moses, the written words of God through Moses. And if God didn't address something specifically, then they would go to Moses, he would go to God, and he would give them more revelation. The same was true with the prophets throughout Old Testament history, and the same was true with Jesus and the apostles throughout New Testament history. Until it came to the end of the canon, there's no more revelation being given, and the scriptures were completed and sealed. We have now a book that is God's thoughts for us, the very words of God that we can hold, and it tells us about Jesus. Our gospel is connected to the fulfillment of the scriptures, and I just love that the scriptures can be something that we can bank our hopes on. Now, my faith is in Jesus Christ for salvation, but the way I know Jesus Christ is through the scriptures. And so I love that we have a book that we can trust, we can hold, we can hear God's thoughts today, and that God's not trying to hide Himself. God's not trying to hide Himself from us. I just love that He reveals Himself and wants us to know Him. And so let's do our part to get to know Him even better. Well, as you put these puzzle pieces together, tomorrow's story hopefully will help us kind of see that it's one big picture. We'll see you tomorrow.